Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Deivasura Sambad Vibhaga Yoga, chapter 16, verse 1. We have already seen 6 Deivi Sampads, that is, 1 fearlessness, 2 purity of mind, 3 Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi, 4 Dana, 5 Dhamma, and 6 Yajna. So we have seen already 6. Now the 7th Sampad, Svadhyaya. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihim Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihim Dhanam Dhamascha Yajnascha Svadhyayattabharjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodham Tyagashantirabhaishunam Daya Bhudeshvalo Luptvam Mardavam Hrirachapalam Tejashamadhridishaucham Hadrogo Nadimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Deivim Abhijadasya Bharatam. So now Svadhyaya. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Svadhyaya means daily recitation of Vedas. That is a punya. That punya can remove the pabas, whatever sins we are making, and those sins are hindrance in the spiritual progress. That will be removed. It will be, the path will be cleared. Recitation of Veda Parayana, the sound vibration will create an atmosphere or situation wherein you can spiritually grow. This is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says. Swami Chinmayananda says, Svadhyaya means study of scriptures. Study of scriptures daily in measured quantities will provide the necessary inspiration to live the divine life in our daily existence. This should not be a mere intellectual appreciation, but the seeker must be able to simultaneously analyze and realize the truth of what he is studying. So you just mechanically don't read. Simply what Swami Chinmayananda says is, don't read mechanically. Thinking capacity has been given by Bhagavan. Apply your mind, understand the meaning, realize the truth. That is what he says. Regular study of scriptures and regular prayer will give courage to live in self-control, which in turn will supply steadiness in meditation for realizing the truth. This is what Swami Chinmayananda says. Kanji Paramacharya insists that Vedas should be chanted daily without fail. He quotes Avayar, the famous Tamil poet, who says, Voduvadu Uriyel. In another song on Lord Kartikeya, Muruga, it is said, Vodamal Urunalum Irukka Venda. That is, every day Veda should be chanted without fail. Not even a single day. You can say, tomorrow I will chant. No. Every day it has to be chanted. Why so much importance to chanting of Vedas? Why Vedas should be chanted? What is the need? What is the use of chanting Vedas? Why one should chant? Kanji Paramacharya says, if a potter creates a pot, there is use for it. You can cook, you can put water, drink, you can do a number of things. If an agriculturist works in a field, he produces grains, rice, paddy, etc., etc. there is use because it is a food. You need it. Similarly, if cotton is produced, there is use. You can wear clothes. But what is the use of chanting Vedas? Why Bhagavan says Svadhyaya, chant Vedas? To whom it is useful? Is there any use at all by chanting Vedas? Paramacharya answers this question. Initially, I thought I will confine myself to satisfy saying Vedas need to be chanted and move to the next Deivi Sampad. Then I thought, let me try and give you a little more on this topic. When I started reading about Vedas, especially Kanchi Paramacharya's views, then I came to know how little how little I know about Vedas. What I am going to give is 0.1% of what Paramacharya has given on Vedas. Considering it to be 1000 in number, I am going to give only 1%. And what Paramacharya has given is 1 millionth of what he knows. He has, because he knows people have limited knowledge, limited time, so the appreciation may not be great. So whatever he knows, he has given in. If you take it 1 million, he has given only 1%. So this you have to keep in mind. Before getting into why Veda should be chanted, one correction about what I said in chapter 15. While explaining chapter 15, verse 15, I said, who is the author of Vedas? And answered it by saying, Bhagavan Krishna is the author of Vedas. Yes. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivittah matta smridirjnanam apoganam cha vedaischa sarvairagameva vedyah vedanta kritveda videva chaham. This is verse 15. It says Vedanta kritveda. While explaining this verse, I said the author of Vedas, you don't have to search hereafter. Bhagavan Krishna is the author of Vedas. That is what I said. Swami Dayananda Saraswati and Swami Chinmayananda, they have clearly said Bhagavan Krishna is the author of Vedanta. Vedas, there are two portions. One is Vedas, Karma Kanda, another is Vedanta. So they have clearly said it is Vedanta. But while interpreting, I misunderstood and said it is Bhagavan Krishna is the author of Vedas. Paramacharya says the word used in that verse is Vedanta Krit and not Veda Krit. So that is a mistake which I have committed. So Bhagavan is not author of Vedas, but he is the author of Vedanta. Hence the question, who is the author of Vedas, still remains. Kanchi Paramacharya says, Vedas are Anadi and Apaurusham. Anadi because it is time immemorial. It is Apaurusham, that is, if it is created by a man or a Purusha, it is Paurusham. It is not created by anyone. Vedas are not created by anyone. Hence it is Apaurusham. Brahmaji created this entire universe, keeping Veda as Pramana. There is a time when Brahmaji is born, and there will be a time when Brahmaji is gone, because he may not be there after one kalpa, after the kalpa. But Vedas are Anadi. This means that even Brahmaji is within the time concept, and Vedas are not, because it is Anadi. The question is, if Vedas are Anadi and Bhagavan is also Anadi, then again the same question comes. How Vedas came into existence? If Bhagavan is author, then Vedas are created, there is a time period. You can't say Vedas are Anadi. Kanchi Paramacharya quotes Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Narayana, where it is said, Vedas are Nichvasitam. That is, it is breath of Bhagavan, breath of Bhagavan. A baby, when it is born with breath. Without breath, baby cannot survive. Similarly, Vedas are breath of Bhagavan. Vedas are called as Veda Purusha or Veda Mata. They are the direct pramana, that is, direct authority for dharma. It is said, Pramanam Vedacha, Vedo Agila Dharma Moolam. Vedo Agila Dharma Moolam. Vedas contain only dharma and not even one point of adharma you can see in Vedas. Complete dharma. But the above does not answer our question. Why Vedas should be chanted daily? Kanji Paramacharya asks a question. What is sound? Sound is nothing but vibration. If sounds are required, some vibrations need to be made. For example, you take a singer. He has to vibrate his vocal cords to produce a particular sound, particular music. Paramacharya says, in Vedas, the vibration created by the sound is more important than the meaning. Very, very important. Vibrations created by the sound is more important than the meaning. It is not the meaning that is important, but sound is more important. Don't misunderstand saying that meaning is unnecessary. No, that is not the thing. Meaning is not as important as the sound because it creates a vibration. How is sound created? Sound is created by movement or motion plus some vibration. Even though some sounds we are able to hear, many sounds we cannot hear, like bacteria. You can't see all the bacteria. How many of us have seen COVID? But it's existed, no? It created havoc. Similarly, some sounds we are able to hear. Many sounds we may not be able to hear. All the sounds get converted into radio waves and then it disappears in the Akasha. In this universe, there are millions of things, objects like hill, rivers, oceans, rocks, etc. Millions of living beings like insects, worms, reptiles, birds, animals, human beings. Millions. All these things are created by one intelligent power that we all accept. There is a God who has created this. This intelligent power have created all these things and beings just by movement and sound. These sounds existed before creation. The point here is entire creation is because of vibration and sound. This is what is called this Big Bang theory, which they are trying to, I think, which they are trying to establish or prove that by breaking an atom, how the universe came into existence. That is what they are trying to do. Let us not get into that. What happens if you clap hands? Suppose you clap your hands. What happens? The sound merges in the Akasha. The sound comes, then it gets merged in the Akasha. All the good sounds and bad sounds, whatever you are making, they all will get merged in the Akasha. So if you make a particular sound, then depending upon the sound, Akasha also reacts and gives good or bad effects according to that sound. If good thoughts are coming, then good sounds must be there in the Akasha. That is the vibration. Then in that case, if certain sound vibrations are created, then one, it spreads in the akasha because you are creating it. Two, the same thing can be tapped from akasha by making that particular sound. I think something like your mobile technology. I'm just I'm guessing it. You speak, what happens? The sound is converted into radio waves, magnetic waves. And somebody in US, he is having a mobile phone and he taps it. And he is able to understand what you are saying. He also gives a reply. So if good sound vibrations are created, then good thoughts will come to all living beings. These sound vibrations, they are Veda mantras. In Vedas, all the mantras have only one purpose. The purpose is Logas Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all living beings be happy, whether it is plant, worm, snake, anything you take, and let them be free. May all living beings be happy and free. Logas Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. In Upanishads, they go one step ahead and then they say the Vedas teach Atmajnana, which is the goal to be attained by every human being. If Vedas are chanted, the sound vibrations will have tremendous impact and, and grant all the living beings peace of mind, which is the most needed in today's world. Then one other important factor is அண்டத்தில் உள்ளது பிண்டத்தில் உள்ளது. This is a Tamil saying. அண்டத்தில் உள்ளது பிண்டத்தில் உள்ளது. That is, whatever is there in the anda, that is universe. Universe is in the shape of an egg. Thousands of years, millions of years back, they have seen this. They have said this. How they know this? It is in the shape of an anda, egg. So they are saying, அண்டத்தில் உள்ளது பிண்டத்தில். Whatever is there in the universe, it is there in the human beings. The five great elements are there in the universe. They are also there in the human beings. If by creating a particular sound, you can bring some effect in human beings, the same thing is applicable for the universe also. Kanji Paramacharya says, Vedas are the root. All other things, bhajans, puranas, pujas, whatever you do, they are all leaves. Ignoring Vedas and doing pujas, puranas, etc. are like watering the leaves and not watering the root. That is what he says. Kanchi Paramacharya says that chanting Vedas, the sound vibrations, give more benefit to the society than the potter or the agriculturist or anybody else. By merely chanting Vedas, for example, if you properly chant Vedas, you can bring rains. That will be used by the agriculturist, food, part, etc. Everything can be made only because of that. By chanting Vedas, there is a separate way of chanting for Vedas. In Tamil Nadu, it is recently also they used to do. When there are no rains, they used to chant this. But if the rain is not coming, then you cannot blame the Vedas. The doctor gives a medicine. If you don't take it properly, then you can't blame the doctor. Similarly, if Vedas, that means there is some mistake in either chanting or in the cleanliness or something what you have to do. In the proper way, it has not been done. That is the reason. That is what he says. This is again a vast topic. Hence, I conclude it because I cannot give you everything. It is impossible for me, at least at my level. So I try to give a touch on this. With sounds, the effect created can be easily understood in a cinema hall. In a ghost movie, just by sound, the entire audience are sitting in fear. By making music in a sad tune, in a scene, I have seen, even myself, I have cried uncontrollably in some movies. Those days, 20 years back, because I stopped seeing movies. Just cut the music, then you will not have that effect. You just mute the music and see a fight scene. Suppose if you are interested in seeing some good fight scene, you cut the music, you will not enjoy it. A powerful sound some your transformer burst, automatically creates a fear. If you go to a house where somebody is dead, the vibration created by the sound of cry, that is different. Everyone's face you see there, it is pale and gloom. You go to a marriage hall, the vibration created, even though there is a lot of sound, the vibration created by the sound of joy is different. Everybody's face is bright and smiling. Similarly, if you are angry, you will shout, the vibration is different. Our rishis are like mobile receivers. They, in their jnana drishti, Bhagavan Krishna gave divine eyes to Arjuna. You remember that. Arjuna, with your this physical eye, you can't see me. Similarly, you need a special ear for that. Because all the sounds one cannot hear. If you hear all the sounds that are there in the Akasha, you will become 100% mad. I can challenge this. So some sounds we cannot hear. Rishis, they, they were able to get that wavelength. And then they tapped those mantras. These mantras, because for Lokakshemartham, they have not any personal interest. They wanted it to give it to us for peace of mind. That is why they called themselves, the rishis called themselves as mantra drishtas and not mantra kartas. By chanting Vedas, all the living beings will, because of the sound vibrations, 100% they will get peace of mind and live happily. That is what our forefathers were enjoying. It has been said by Paramacharya also, what I feel also. That is the same thing. Now we are all after money. We don't have peace of mind. But previously, if you see, even 2 generations back, your grandfather may not have that much money, but he lived a peaceful life. Vedas were chanted, yagas, yajnas, etc. They were regular affair. And most importantly, in my view, India still is the heart of the world. Vedas, even today, are taught in ashrams, chanted every places. Adhyayanam, Adhyapanam is happening. Teaching is happening, chanting is happening. World was definitely enjoying more peace than at present by chanting Vedas. Because I said India is the heart, even today, because Vedas are available only in India. It's a karma bhumi, punya bhumi. Vedas are chanted here only. If you go to America, you will not find many people chanting Vedas in ashrams. Maybe 1 or 2 they may be chanting. Maybe they are hearing it on radio also. They may not be chanting. So India is the heart. It was creating good vibrations by chanting Vedas, putting it in the Akasha throughout the world. Lokas samasta sukhino bhavantu. If the heart is not functioning well, naturally entire body will get paralyzed. Maybe I think today the heart is not functioning well because everyone left chanting Vedas. We all think there is no, what is the use of chanting Vedas? Waste of time. That is what we think. Because we are all self-interested. We want every benefit to come to us, not for the world. Since the pumping is not done well, heart is not pumping well, maybe it is the reason for all the unrest that is happening in this world. That is what I think. Hence, Bhagavan says, chant Vedas daily. That Svadhyaya. Next to Deivi Sampad, Tabod Yajna, we will see tomorrow. Again, verses 1, 2, 3. Shri Bhagavan Uvacham Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Dhanam Damascha Yagyascha Svadhyayastabharjavam Agimsa Satyam Akrodhaga Tyagashantirabhaishunam Daya Bhudeshvaloluptvam Mardavam Hrirachapalam Tejashamadridishaucham Adrogo Nadimanitam Bhavanti Sampadam Deivim Abhijadasya Bharatam. Arihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 நாராயண 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 நாராயண